Welcome back to week 2 of our newly named section of Chateau de Bruges YouTube is Serve or Swerve. Thank you to Nicola Cheeseman who came up with a fabulous name. We really like it and we've decided to go with Serve or Swerve, so that's our new section. Today then, I'm starting with the starter, so I've got the easy job this week, and I am starting with a baked camembert accompanied by a warm baguette.
I've got the main, so I'm going to be doing a chicken, leek and pancetta pie.
And I've got the dessert, so I'm going to be doing a white chocolate and raspberry cheesecake.
Please let us know in the comments then whether you think each course should be a serve or a swerve. Are we ready to cook?
Yeah, let's get cooking.
So starting off with camembert then, I'm going to cut a small cross in the middle. I've popped it back in its case, I've taken the wrapping off. That's ready to go in for 20 minutes. My job here is done. Oh, I forgot the lid. Oh, did you get that? While my camembert is cooking, I'm going to add my baguette, which takes about 10 minutes, which is about halfway through. So my 20 minutes is up, and I have, a nice baguette and some nice baked camembert. That's me done. Okay, so camembert and warm bread to start with. Tuck in, guys. Jake's gone straight in.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's nice. Not a massive fan of cheese, but I like that. With regards to presentation, I originally had it on a nice chopping board and would have put the baguettes around it. However, the camembert decided to leak. So we've said for the future, keep the chopping board, keep the arrangement of the baguette, but have the camembert in its own pot rather than the wooden casing, because it did start to melt a little bit. So that'll be a tip for the future. Couple of things to note then. Number one, the baguette isn't fresh because the shop is shut on a Sunday, unfortunately, so we weren't able to get a fresh baguette. And as we're eating, we're sort of discussing about having an accompaniment. If you do have any other ideas to go with camembert and baguette, then that would be lovely.
So the first job for me is to prepare my Italian meat pancetta. Broken that up into little bits. I'm going to chuck it into the hot oil in a big pan for a few minutes, just so it's cooked through. I'll then set that aside, do the same thing with the chicken. So pancetta's nice and crispy and cooked through, so I'm just going to whack that out of the pan. So chicken's going in. Brown my chicken off, chicken's nicely cooked through. Go back in a minute, leaving all the remnants in the pan. I'm just going to add a little bit more oil. Now I'm going to fry up my leek with some garlic and the butter. So my sauce is ready. It's come up quite nicely. It's a lovely thick creamy consistency. So now all the other ingredients is going back in the sauce: the pancetta, the chicken, the leeks, the garlic. Let that simmer for a couple of minutes. I've rolled out my puff pastry. I'm just putting that on top of my pie filling, which I've allowed to cool for a little bit. My mum used to have a blackbird that she used to put in the middle of the dish, and it used to hold the pastry up and let the steam out. So I've beaten an egg and I'm just pasting that on top, and then it's going to go into the oven at 220 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes until golden brown and the top is crispy. Okay guys, so you have a chicken pancetta leek pie with garden beans.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Cooked well.
I might go as far as to say that that's perfect.
Nice pie.
And then the green beans freshly picked from Carrefour. However, I think one thing that we could look to do, because once you've put your pie and your beans on the plate, to me it looked like that plate needed one thing more.
Carrots?
Could be carrots. Just have another colour in there as well. So my first step for my white chocolate and raspberry cheesecake is to measure out 100 grams of sugar and add some raspberries into a pot and let that simmer for a few minutes and mash it up so we get a nice raspberry sauce that will go on top of the cheesecake. So I've just added a tablespoon of cornstarch and a couple of tablespoons of water just to help thicken the sauce up. I've just spent the last couple of minutes mashing up some digestive biscuits. Now I've got my melted butter going into my breadcrumbs, biscuit filling into the bottom of some dishes, and then I'll flatten them out in a minute. I've just got to whisk up my cream cheese here. Adding some more cream and some vanilla extract. Raspberries onto the bottom. Okay. So the cheese part of the cheesecake is on. Raspberry sauce on top. Okay, so here we are with a white chocolate and raspberry cheesecake. Oh yeah, it's a little bit
hard. That's good. Oh my god.
That is really good.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, that white chocolate's really nice.